Let's start. Yeah. Hi, guys. I'm glad to see you, everyone. Today we have a great speaker, Shandor. He's a very experienced psychotherapist. And today we are talking about balance, how to reach it, and if it's possible. Please welcome Danny.
Thank you. Okay, it's impossible. Goodbye. Yeah. Yeah, no more problems. So, hi everyone. I'll not say anything about myself because Katya did already very well. So, basically we can start. What is important for me to tell you is that I would really love to have your remarks and the questions all the time. Don't wait for anything. We have a microphone here, so it will be handled to you. Because the issue of life balance is an issue that is complicated. Many people, I think everybody, is meeting questions about it, and the answers also are mixed. And as usual, you'll see usual because I know it's just my second time here, but as usual with myself, there will be connection to the topic of the lecture, but slowly but surely I will leave it during our meeting, so I hope it will be even more interesting. It will be about balance, don't worry, but from a bit different angle. So, I want to start with asking you people, when you hear this word life balance or balance in life, what does it mean for you? No, on the personal level, what does it mean for you?
Calmness.
So it's probably mixing work and life, like personal life or free time or something.
Work and life, okay.
Yeah. So like judging which is more important at this specific moment. So maybe it could be a work.
This is very interesting. You started very interestingly because you said work and life as if work is not part of life.
Yeah,
So
it's big part of
yeah,
life.
well, it's an interesting approach already. Okay, and of course there is the question if work is not life, so what is work or what is life? Okay, thanks. Hmm.
For me, maybe it's actually about my personal life and work time, and maybe about switching from thinking about work and switch to my family and
Hmm.
such kind of
So
activity.
it's about, would you say it's about flexibility, like being flexible, like moving from one area to another area?
Yeah, be flexible and to have this ability to switch
To
off
switch.
from work. Yeah, because I'm getting home and
You
still
continue.
thinking about work.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Do you take work home? Like, do you work also when you're home?
Sometimes, yeah.
Mm. So it's not just thoughts;
Not
it's
just
also
so,
actions.
but usually it's actually thoughts about some approaches, some challenges. I'm taking shower and still thinking about some issues that I was working on.
And then you don't like
Yeah, I
you
don't
don't like
like
it.
it at all. Yeah.
Good. Already good
Yes,
that you don't
thank
like it.
you.
Okay, good. Who else? Hmm.
Hello.
Hi.
So I think that it's pretty personal to people, to every person.
Right.
Uh, for example, there is some person who really likes working, so even he probably doesn't need too much of personal life. So work, he's pretty enjoying his work, and otherwise, some people, probably some older people uh, who doesn't want to work a lot. Uh, he enjoys the
Are
personal
we
life.
talking about a theoretical person, or you know this person that likes
Just no,
to work?
just in
You
theory.
know such people?
I think that there are some people like
Yeah.
that.
No, of
I
course.
I
I
think
just.
so. So just as human. So I think it's just if person enjoys his life, then he's balanced. That's my opinion. Probably I'm wrong.
So you're taking it upside down. You're saying if you enjoy,
Yeah, if you enjoy
so
it,
you
yeah,
balance.
yeah, it's probably
Uh-huh.
on the different period of your life.
Okay.
There is different balances. So on the early, there should be more work and probably less personal when you're a student or
Yeah.
something like that. And when you're growing, it will change, you know. So that's what I think.
Yeah. Good. Thanks. Anyone from this side of the room?
Hi.
Hi.
For me personally, it's like not the question of finding time to do things, but feeling good about it. So, for example, like the society thinks that you should spend most of your time, or well, value your time with doing this and this and this. But for example, I feel that at this very moment I need something else, and I blame myself for not doing another thing. So it's like balance in my mind on whether I'm doing the right thing.
It's the right thing for this, yes, right? Because I'm post-traumatic about these things. Yeah, it's okay. Like you write and it stays there. This, for instance, doesn't write at all, so no problem. Yeah, it's okay. Have to. Words like this, if you find in yourself like have to, I have to do this, or I must do this, usually implies that something is not balanced in your life. Because you see, I'm going to give you a theory about life. It's a theory, so you will just have to hear it, and you don't even have to agree with it. I just would like you to have it as another option of looking at things, of looking at life, and I think it will help you to get to your own conclusion. Is your life balanced or not? Okay? This is the main idea. Of course, as our friend said here, it's very, very personal. There is no same balance for two people. Doesn't exist. And another truth, that it changes during our life. So what is balancing a 5-year-old probably is different than what is balancing 15, 25, 35, 95. Okay? It's very, very different. Specific things become more, I would say, crucial or more important in life, and it changes, of course. Now, there is work, said Yuan thing, and there is life. And I want to say that there is matrix and out of matrix. So this is something I say a lot, and probably I even mentioned it last time I was here. You saw the films, right? Matrix, Matrix. So what is the idea? The idea is that we live in a very, very complex world, and what we think is our reality is actually quite small part of the whole show. But we have this tendency of making it bigger and big, the small thing, yes, that we call reality, make it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until we don't see anything else, and we say, okay, this is life. It's a pity to do it because we are wasting a lot of energy, a lot of time, a lot of efforts on a very small portion of our life. So here it goes. I'll talk about it from all kind of angles, but it will be one line of trying to understand it. Let's imagine that all what you call life is a movie. Okay? Movie that you are producing, directing, funding, and you're also the main actor of this movie. Which means that right now, each of you that sees me only because you decided that I will be here. I'll go slowly with this because it's a bit crazy. So I know it sounds crazy, it's not. Your life, try to look at it like this, as a intellectual game, okay? Your life is a movie. You are paying for it, of course you are funding it, okay? You are producing it, you are directing it, you are writing you are the script writer, and you are the main actor. Actually, you are the only living creature in this film. All the rest of the people that you see around you are basically fiction of your imagination. But don't tell them, because people don't like to hear that they are fiction. By the way, for them, you are fiction also. So this is balancing. Okay, if you want to balance anything, this is balance. So what does it mean? Let's say that I find myself doing something that I really don't like to do. Do you do such things sometimes? Okay. But you say, I have to. I must do it because if I want to do it, nobody else will do it, etc., etc., etc. All kind of stories that we make. It's absolute stories. Okay, because if it's something that must be done, and for some reason, let's say, God forbid, we're ill. I don't want to say dead, but ill, okay? And it must be done, it will be done. Not by us, by somebody else. Differently, less good, yes, but it will be done. So this is a story we tell ourselves. So let's say that I am doing something that I really hate doing. Each of you have at least one thing like this in his life, even if not now at this moment, so in your history, okay? And I ask myself, okay, if my theory makes any sense, at least to me, okay, it should, at least to me, make some sense, why did I put these things in my movie? Why do I write a script in my own movie that makes me suffer? What is the point in it? What do you think? No, think like, try to get into this kind of thought. Why would a person insert sin in which he actually suffers by doing something that he hates? Why would he put it in his own film?
To punish himself.
To punish himself. What did he do wrong? My God.
Something wrong.
Something horrible?
Maybe to compare with good points. So if we have everything is good, so it's like average level, it's Plato for us. If we have something bad, we can compare something good with something bad, and it will be like different points of view.
So you say actually how we know that something is good if we don't have something that is bad? We cannot know, right? It's relative. Okay, interesting. What else?
Well, probably we'll do something that we don't like that in the long run will lead to something good. Like I suffer now, but after that things will be fine. Like if you take a pill that you don't like, but then you get better. Or if you, I don't know, wash the dishes now and you don't like the process, but you'll have clean dishes to eat from or things like that.
So it's suffering for a good reason, right? For a good
Yes.
cause. Yeah. Very Christian of you.
Actually,
Good. Yes.
that way you can make.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess that way you're gonna make other people feel for you, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, poor thing, you're in such a bad condition." So basically, kind of suffer so that other
So what
people
you
feel
say
for
that
you.
all the bad things that we put in our, not all, but let's say there is an option that the bad things or difficult things that we put in our script is basically a manipulation. And the aim of this manipulation is to get people, no, like pity us or, uh-huh, okay, interesting. Any other ideas? You're very good. You're very creative people. Uh-huh. You should learn to throw the mic like, okay.
Maybe you put such moments to make the movie more interesting.
Well, definitely it's more interesting, yeah, when it's like
So
this.
if
Otherwise, it's boring
everything
to
is
death, yeah.
okay, it's rather boring. But
Yeah,
if
very
you
boring.
have some problems, it becomes
Yeah,
more
horrible.
interesting.
I heard some people died from boredom because they had such a good life. Like said, fuck, what is that? Okay. Uh, there's no, of course, right and wrong here. So thank you for this, these ideas. Look, as I see it, one of the reasons, I think one of the main reasons that we put, or we meet, and as I say, we put difficulties on our way of life, is because this is the only way that we learn. We do not learn from easy stuff. We do not learn from successes. It's great to succeed. It's wonderful. But it doesn't teach us anything because if I already won this competition, it doesn't prepare me for the next one. The next one will be different. And if I'll go saying, well, I won already a competition, this is a bullshit competition, I will lose because I am not learning anything from it. So I'm all for successes. I'm a normal person. I like to succeed. Everything's okay. But I know that it doesn't develop me. The only thing that develops us really is when we meet obstacle. This is the way we learn. We meet an obstacle. First of all, we learn about our attitude. For instance, if I go on the road and there is an obstacle, physical obstacle, and I know that this is the road, it's the right road, no question, just this obstacle appeared from nowhere. It was not here before, I know this road, suddenly a wall. What do I do? And I can, of course, panic or be very sad, or other option to tell myself, okay, who put this wall? I put this wall. Why did I put this wall? I put this wall, it's okay. No, not okay. Okay. I, I put this wall because it will teach me something about the question, what do I do when I meet obstacles? Okay? So do I turn around and say, okay, it's closed, nothing to do? Do I go back 20 meters, run with all my power into the wall? Do I look for some weak points in the wall, or maybe there is a door that I don't see, or a window that I don't see, or maybe there is a way on the side of the wall that I can pass? I don't know. There are many options. What is for sure happening, that already my brain is developing. Why it's developing? Because I have never been in such a situation before. When we meet any new situation, we have new connections of neurons in our brain. Any new situation. All situations that we know already what to do, brain is sleeping. It doesn't have to make any effort. So, We develop on many levels. We develop on the level of understanding ourselves. We develop on the level of solving problem. We may develop on the physical level. I don't know. Maybe we'll need to climb this wall. I don't know. Maybe we need to dig a tunnel under. I don't know. We'll have to be creative because for sure there is a reason. So sometime, by the way, even though it's not popular, but sometime the right answer is to turn around. It doesn't sound good. Like what? I didn't cope with the difficulty. Cope with what? It's a brick wall with beton and iron. What? Cope how? What, you're gonna bomb it now? What you'll do? Okay, it's a wall, so turn around, think again. Maybe you took the wrong turn, maybe you took the wrong road. I don't know. It's an option. Don't rule it out because it doesn't sound good. Like people will ask, well, we know you met this wall, what did you do? I said, oh, what did I do? I turned around. Oh, really? Well, why didn't you? People have many advices when it's not about them. When it's about somebody else, they have many advices and many options and many revelations what the other should have done. So don't be annoyed by this. This is normal. So look at yourself. Look at your life right now as we speak and try to enter this kind of thinking. Whatever happens to me, it's my responsibility. And only my responsibility. What does it make feel? Well, what feeling does it bring? Terrible. Really? Why is that? Nobody to blame? Well, only about yourself, you know. Yeah. We cannot, you know, when we are small, young, of course we cannot do that. We should lean against people that we think are strong enough to hold us and to show us the way. And it's not just in very small age, it's young in general. It can be young in profession. It can be, okay, I start a new profession. And of course, I'm not supposed to be now an expert, so I'm somehow taking under consideration that there will be somebody that will help me there, okay? Still, I chose this profession, I chose this position in which I will need the help of somebody else. That's all. So it's not overstress. On the contrary. Why? Because if it's your movie, and from some reason it's not a good movie, change it. Change it. It's your movie. And I'm dead serious, really. The amount of things we can actually change in our life is huge. It's much more than you think. Because as I told you before, what we call reality is a very small part of the real reality. Now, you're leaving? Okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Very quick effect. Didn't expect it. Okay. Yeah. Or write a small remark. Do not go to Danny Shandor's lectures again. It's dangerous. Okay. So how does it start, all this movie thing? Again, I'm selling you a theory. For me, it's not a theory, but I understand you should listen to it as a theory, because otherwise it will be very difficult to listen to it. Okay, so try to be not too emotional about it if possible, and just listen, and then of course we can argue about it if you want, because the theory, it should be proven. We, if we want to balance our life, which is possible to do, by the way, we need to understand what is our life about. It's not a technical thing. It's not just saying, okay, how many hours I'm working, how many hours I'm working out, how many hours have I spent with my wife, my kids, friends, how many movies did I see, how many books? No. No, this will not bring, it will bring just another problem of balancing your, you become an accountant of your own life, which is not a good idea. If you want to balance your life, you need to understand very deeply what your life is about. And the question is, what am I doing here at all? Here, not in data art, in the world, which data art is of course significant part of, but we're talking about life in general. What am I doing here? And it's a very good question and very difficult to get answer because we cannot ask anyone else but ourselves. And the theory goes like this. Look, we are constructed of all kind of energies. Physical, emotional, we have feelings, and we have what we call spirit. The spirit in this story that I'm telling you, bear with me, just listen. The spirit is immortal. Okay? And the story that I tell you is like this. That there is a procedure somewhere. Usually people will point up, I'm not sure it's there, somewhere. There is a procedure in which our spirit is taking place, okay? Like a meeting, like a staff meeting, if you want, okay? And what is the action item of this staff meeting? To prepare a plan. What plan? Plan for the spirit for life that will come. And of course the spirit is the main participating, taking a big place in this decision making. And finally there is a plan. Very, very good one, very understandable one, huge amount of details, plan. And the spirit is signing, God knows how, I don't know how it's done actually, but in our story everything is possible. And it's signed, it's done. Now, what the spirit should do? What's the next step in this story? Becoming human, right? Because spirit cannot do anything by itself. It needs a body. So spirit enters the body. Usually it's inside some woman, this body for now. And now we have a newborn. Something wrong. Yeah, spirit. Okay. Now we have a newborn. That inside him already there is a spirit who knows what should be done. Does he know about it anything? Of course not. Intuitively, we don't know. He doesn't speak yet, so he cannot tell us. But we assume yes. There are small, it's not proofs. There is no proof here. It's just a way of looking at things. But it's interesting because I saw it in my own eyes. A small girl, age 3, less. She was speaking already. She was two, more than two. Goes to the bed of her baby brother. He's a baby, he's not speaking yet. And she tells him like this. If I wouldn't see it, I wouldn't believe it. She tells him, can you remind me how the angels look like, because I'm starting to forget. I personally thought I should be hospitalized because I am now having hallucinations, but I was not alone in the room, luckily enough. There were other grown-ups in the room, so I have witnesses. If somebody will come with a, big shot and string, I have witnesses that it actually happened. I'm not going to get into it. I don't know what it is. I just know that it has happened. And of course, for me, it's not scientific whatsoever. It's not, cannot make a research about it, but it's a support. Okay? So there is this plan, and in this plan, believe me, there is uh, a mission. The mission that we suppose to implement in this life. One thing I can tell you 100%, 1000% if you want, it's not work. It's not work. This is for sure. And I'm all for work. I think work is important. Work, if it's by chance even something that it's interesting for us, so wow. If it's something that also we earn money, great. I'm not against, okay? I'm just saying that there is a tendency in our world, not just in IT, it's popular to say in IT people don't have hours, they just work and work and work. Okay, it's not the only place. There are other places that people work and work and work. This is not the mission. The mission should be something much more significant than work. Okay? It should be something that when we implement it, we feel light on both meanings of the word light. Also not heavy and lighted. And if we don't feel it, if we feel that we are like, this clip of another brick in the wall, Pink Floyd. So we are like this. We are going and boof, we are falling into this hole and come back and recycling ourselves and just going on and on and on and on and on without any specific purpose except doing what we have to, must, because we need to support our family, because we need to do this, because we need to do that. This is not why we came here. So, is it necessary to go to a place above the sea and live in a cave and then everything will be okay? Not necessarily. You still can stay wherever you are. But I think the question should be asked, how do I balance my life if I don't know what my life is about? It doesn't make sense, okay? It will be a technical balance, and it will work for some time, but not more than some time. So I need to realize and to understand what is my, I called it mission. What is my mission in this life, in this world? I'll stop for drinking, and you can have remarks, questions, or explosions, or whatever. Stupor.
We don't feel that we achieve this life and work balance. It means that we are frustrated and we are not in the right place we should be at this specific moment. So
Yeah.
we should be looking for like our place in the world, and that's why if we are in our place, we wouldn't ask this question and we would feel happy, I suppose. So maybe like feeling this work and life balance is one point of achieving happiness in a way, as I see it.
I would say that they are very much connected. Of course, happiness, I would change a bit the word. I am not talking about happiness, I'm talking about inner joy. If you look in the English dictionary, it's a bit different. I was yesterday I was watching a football game of my team. The other team was leading 4-2, and the game ended 4-4. I was happy. Did it change my life? Yes, for half an hour. Okay, I was half an hour very happy, and that's it. Now, okay, I remember it. Great, that's it. So it's not happiness, it's inner joy. What is inner joy? Inner joy is, imagine like a flame, small flame, that should be there all the time. Whatever happens outside, whatever happens. Okay, you are fired from your work, your spouse just kicked you out, you have no money, and you don't know where will you put your head this evening to sleep. This flame of joy should be there anyway. Why it should be there anyway? Because you remember what I said before, everything is your movie. If you are in a catastrophe, you put a chapter of catastrophe into your movie. And the question is, why? Why is it important? So instead of just crying for yourself or manipulating other people to feel sorry for you, take your time, breathe, look at your life, and ask yourself, what is going on? Why am I in this specific junction of my life now? The answer is because I have to learn something important. The $1 million question is what? This is difficult. This part is difficult. What am I going to learn? By the way, how do I know that I have the right answer? What is the indication that I got the right answer for my question? What is it for in my movie?
The chapter will be changed to
Of
finish.
course, finished. No more catastrophe. Until the next one. Will be. Will be, because we are constantly developing. So this is why this happy tendency is very tempting, but it's paralyzing us. It's definitely not developing us. I'm worried about this woman. She actually didn't return. She went to change her life and never came back. Okay, hope she's okay. So, how do we do that? How do we actually say, okay, I feel that my life is a bit imbalanced. I want to balance it. I understand now that I have to ask deeper questions that if I work too much or not. I need to answer myself a bit more about the purpose, the reason. We are not here for nothing. We are not here by chance. Actually, there is nothing that happens by chance, but also not our being here. Everything has a meaning, everything has a reason. And we need to make some effort to get it. To say to you that we will, I don't know, but we'll try. I'm trying. I'm not sure. I feel that probably I'm very close to the plan, but 100% sure, no, I'm not. I'm checking it all the time, and this is the best that we can do. If you remember, those of you who saw the Matrix film, even if just one of this of the chapters doesn't matter, they had relatively simple life. Why? Because they could be plugged and unplugged. You know, you want to be in the Matrix, so you unplug. You want to be outside of the matrix, you plug, or the other way around, doesn't matter. Okay? We don't have this privilege. We don't have any devices here, and we don't have any spaceships that will connect us to another dimension. We have to get there ourselves without any help. Outside help only by our efforts. How on earth are we going to leave for some time the matrix and look at our life from another dimension? Any ideas? One by one, please.
The question was how we can get there.
Yeah, how to
Through the
live the
dream. I think through the dreams.
dreams.
It's my
Yes, this is one option.
Okay.
That's right. What else?
Maybe religion. I don't know.
Maybe
Religion.
religion.
Some people. I'm not sure, but
What about religion? Why religion will help you? It's interesting. Why?
maybe they see something different through it by following this religion. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Maybe when something dangerous or something bad happens with you, you start think about the same things but different way.
Like changing your perspective is changing,
Yeah.
yes?
Yeah, you understand that something else is more important for you.
You have this experience, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, I
you
have.
know that it works.
Yeah, it works. Yeah.
Okay. How else? How else to see to go out of ourselves a bit and to look from a different angle without substances. No drugs. Okay? Huh? Yeah, probably possible. The only thing that can be connected to what you said about religion, because religion itself, I must tell you, is... I don't see religion by itself as something spiritual. Religion is an institution worldwide that has many reasons why it's there, especially with people who practice religion, especially with people who manage this practicing of religion, and it has nothing to do with spirituality. And I'm talking about all religions, doesn't matter which one. So the only thing that can be a part of this, and in this state we can look at ourselves, we can see ourselves, is trance. If we are in trance, and in many religions there is trance, in many practicing or ceremonies that you have maybe participated in, or at least saw like this, people get into trance, and then they can have a bit different look on their life. They may have all kind of visions that are different than the visions that they have usually. So this is an option. Of course, to get into trance by yourself, it's not very easy. It's possible, of course. Of course, with drugs, it's very easy, but highly unrecommended. But it's absolutely possible to do. You said meditation, where there are certain kinds of meditations that go very deeply. Okay, and then you can see absolutely nice sights of yourself. No, I don't know if nice, but anyway, different. Okay, and dreams. Dreams. Let's talk a bit about dreams. Do you remember your dreams in general? Sometime, people, you do? Yeah, you do. What do you do with them? Yeah, this is the common answer. Suggestion. Even if you're not in therapy, which of course is a pity, I think you should be, but if you're not, it's a joke. Okay? Write them down. Why write them down? Because it's important material. Even if you feel that it's absolutely weird and definitely you don't understand what it is all about, write it down, because I want to suggest a different view of dreams than the popular one, which is not a big surprise because basically this is what I do now about many things. So, usually, psychology taught us for the last 120, I think, years that dreams are symbols, and we should understand the meaning of these symbols as a message that comes from inside, from our unconsciousness. If it's not clear, tell me, I will explain. Clear? Not clear? Not clear at all. Okay. Good. Thank you for saying. So, icebergs. You know, icebergs? Yeah. You see an iceberg in the sea. What you see is a small portion of the iceberg. Because most of the iceberg, I don't remember how many, but 90% probably of the iceberg is underwater. You don't see it. Pity that captain of Titanic didn't think of it. Okay, but the same about consciousness. Consciousness is, for instance, now we are conscious. We know where we are. We're in this room. We are in a meeting. Okay. You know the date. You know the day. You know the hour. You're conscious. This is 10% of who you are. 90% you have no idea about, because it's unconscious. It's inside you, and there are ways to make this portion a bit more normal. Not like 10-90, it will never be 50-50. The unconsciousness will always be bigger than the consciousness, but you may know more things about yourself, which will help you to look at the world in a different eyes, because you start understanding yourself better, and the second you start understanding yourself better, you start understanding other people better also. So suddenly world is with more colors and it's more clear resolution is much better. Okay, so the thought was that dreams are a message from this iceberg under the water into the 10% to tell us something about ourselves. But the language of the dream is totally ununderstandable, because there's not, usually, sometimes we have, but it's not like a person comes, you know, like in this lecture, or I don't know, TED lecture, and he for 15 minutes explaining us about life and about what's going to be. No, we see a pink elephant that went into the store and bought some tomatoes, and then all kind of crazy stuff, okay? And usually many people have such weird, they come to me and they say, I had a dream, but I don't want to talk about it because it's so crazy. And I say, okay, very good that it's so crazy, let's hear. Okay? So, this is one way to look at dreams. This is the way I was taught. And this is the way that I also use from time to time. Yes, but there is another option. What is the other option? The other option is that there are no dreams. No. It's not a dream. It's a parallel reality. Breathe and listen. There is an option. You cannot say it's not true, the same way that I cannot say that it is true. So we'll have to live with it. That there is an option. I'm not saying that this is how it is, but there is an option that we live in at least two parallel realities on the same time. Parallel meaning on the same time. That what we have now can be, in a way, a dream of the other reality. Okay? Which doesn't make it less vivid or less important or less real. It's very real. In the dreams, we see things very, very real. We don't usually, we don't tell ourselves in the dream itself that this is a dream. We are in some kind of place with all kind of people, some we know, some we don't know. We do all kind of weird things that we don't understand or we think we understand. But what was it exactly? It looks like my home, but it's not my home. It actually was in Slovenia suddenly. What am I doing in Slovenia? I have never been to Slovenia. I don't know anyone in Slovenia. Why is my house in Slovenia? Okay, something like that, okay? And there is a possibility, there is a possibility that in another dimension, I live in Slovenia. There is such a possibility. It sounds crazy. To tell you the truth, if you would tell me 15 years ago or 10 years ago that I will live my life in Ukraine, I would tell you that you should be hospitalized and locked and nobody should ever hear you again because you're talking such nonsense that it's impossible. Okay, so everything is crazy around us, and our life especially is if we look at them carefully. And if this is true, let's assume, okay, it's an assumption, let's say that it's true, that we have two, let's say two, okay, I don't want to complex things too much, two parallel dimensions. So if I remember suddenly, so what can I take from it to my life now? Because I did not remember it for nothing. I did not see it for nothing. Why? 90% of the time, 99% of the time, I don't see the other reality. Suddenly I see it, and I remember it, and it's a long one. I can write this dream, it's more than a page, okay? What for? Always to teach me something about myself in this very dimension that I live in. So the difference between the regular psychological way to look at it and this way is that unlike the psychological way, I do not have to interpret the dream. I do not have to ask myself, what is this symbol of Slovenia? There is no symbol of Slovenia. It's Slovenia. So why Slovenia? What is it? A question. It can be a very important question for me to realize my life here. I don't care about Slovenia now, but I got this information. What is it about? What do I have to learn about myself? And then I realized that actually before I didn't know much about myself. I thought I knew everything about myself. Usually people think they know a lot. Why? Because they remember the history. But when you ask them what is I was born, I studied, my parents were, we lived at, I went to study here, I went to study there. This is not meaningful. These are details. The only meaningful thing, I'm happy you returned. I was a bit worried about you. Hope everything is okay. Yeah? Yeah? Okay. Good. All our task is about collecting information that will broaden the picture of our life to ourselves. That's all. This is the whole reason. Okay? And everything that happens, I mean everything. But we cannot deal with small details all the time, so it's very difficult to do. But believe me, if we would, everything that we do has some information in it for us about ourselves. And if we have this information, suddenly we feel more knowledge about ourselves. And we have more if we have more knowledge about ourselves, usually we have more balance inside ourselves. Okay? So if I'm, and I had this experience, not surprisingly, when I was a consultant for some years to a very big IT company. I was a consultant, and still I suddenly look at the watch and it's 10 o'clock in the evening and I'm still in the office. And I'm not even a programmer, or I have no idea what actually they are doing, these people. I'm just consulting to the management, okay? And it's 10 o'clock. So I asked myself, not then I didn't ask anything. If it would happen now, I would ask myself, what's going on? Why are you here? And the reason cannot be because there was a meeting. No, this is not the answer I'm looking for. Why really are you here now? For instance, if you are here now at 10 o'clock, where are you not at 10 o'clock? Just an option. Okay, and I'll say, oh, yeah, I'm not home. I'm not home. You may want to think about it. Why you're not home? Because I am now, no, I said it's not about family. I live on my own. And you really like it, yes? You enter your flat at evening, half dead, and you actually like that nobody is there, right? To welcome you. Well, yeah, sometime, but not every time. No, actually, most of the time, no. Okay? So I have a very good reason why I'm staying so much at work, because it gives me a feeling of belonging, because I'm part of something, because there are people. I'm not alone. I'm not staying alone in the work. Everybody's, no, not everybody, but many people stay. Do I like these people? Yeah, I like these people. It's already late. We're already half crazy. So it's also fun, and we are joking and whatever. And I say, you know what you did now? You passed the center of your life into an office in which you work in. This is the center of your life. Are you sure? If you say yes, go for it. But ask the question, are you sure that you want it to be such a big part of your life? Or can it be a bit smaller? For instance, to live at 8. I'm not saying 5. 8 instead of 10. And to ask yourself, wow, I have time, because I'll not go to bed, right? It's 8 o'clock. What can I do now to support myself, to suddenly a new answer comes from a new question that just appeared. And all this connected to what we were talking before. What we were talking before is that we must ask ourselves, what is the reason that we are here? Why was decided in the staff meeting there between our spirit and God knows who? Oh, God knows who. Nice. I like this. Didn't plan it. And that was decided about the mission, and it was so important that the spirit, the spirits, I think the spirits hate the idea of coming back to life. I think my vision about hell is this life. This is hell. Like when the spirit that finally finished this life that she had, finally she has some peace of mind. They tell her, look, unfortunately mission was not totally finished in this life, so yeah, but let's make it easier on you. Let's for instance choose for you good parents, and what would you like? These are the candidates. Please choose. Like making it nicer. But basically, for the spirit, it's a very bad idea, because spirits want to finish the mission and have a rest, internal rest, wherever it is. So instead of this, as I said before, there is this plan. Think of it like this. I'm telling you again, you don't have to believe it. I'm not asking you to believe it whatsoever. I'm just asking you to broaden your mind and say, it's an interesting way to think of life. Okay, let's say that there is such a staff meeting, and there is a plan, and there is a book full of directions and questions and what should be done. What was written in this book? And suddenly life becomes more interesting and dangerous also. Because, for instance, I can look at the people around me and ask myself, are you sure that they were written in the plan, these people that are here in this room? And maybe the answer will be yes, of course, because these people enrich me, because they are my friends, because I like them, because they give me good feelings, because I learn from them, because they can learn from me also. Yes, it's a very good experience. And the other answer can be, wow, no. No, 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 really. With all due respect to these people, I really don't want to see them anymore. It's enough for me. Thank you and goodbye. Okay? And then people make changes in their life. I always bring this example because it's very extreme, but you know, examples should be extreme. He was not even a client, like a client for psychotherapy with me. He was a general manager of another IT company, and we were meeting on a regular basis about issues of management and whatever. And finally, he said that it's in my words, it's not his words, that he's actually miserable. Like he is unbelievably successful. Professionally, already made exit. His company, one company was bought by IBM. He has money for him, from his children, grandchildren, and forever, okay? If he wants, he shouldn't work, not he and not his children and not his grandchildren, for one day in their life. Huge success by the terms of, you know, this world. And he's miserable. He says, I'm coming here, I understand I should come here, it's mine. I'm managing this company. I'm very wealthy because of this company, so I'm very grateful. I cannot see this place. It's terrible. It cannot be that I will be here. He said I am 50. He said I plan to live another, I don't know, by average 30, 35, 40 years, to spend half of it at least here. No, no, it's impossible. So, to cut a long story short, he did the process with himself. I didn't interfere, I just gave him the space to do his work, not about content, it's his material, and he came to the idea that he wants to cook. That this is what he enjoys actually. He enjoys cooking, and he enjoys not just cooking things to read from the how to say, from yeah, from the book, but to invent things, because he is a very creative person, of course. So, and he has endless amount of money, so of course he opened his place, in which he became owner and chef of himself, and he got the best equipment, and he got the best people to work with him, and I suddenly saw a different person, happy. I never saw him like this ever, ever, and I knew him for years, okay? So, obviously, what he did before was important because it helped him to get to where he is now. As I said, not only because he made money, because of his bad feeling. If he wouldn't have this bad feeling, he wouldn't even think to go somewhere else in which he will feel happier, because he didn't know that he can feel happier. Okay, he just knew himself and the spectrum of his feelings. He didn't know that it's possible. So what I'm saying here? I'm saying here that from time to time in our life, and I know that when we are young we tend not to do it and think that everything is fine and we're in a good place and whatever. And you may be in a good place, I don't know. But I think it is important from time to time to stop and say, okay, let's review our life. Okay, let's see where we are, what are we doing, with whom are we doing what we are doing, How do I feel about it? Do I want to change something? Do I don't want to change, or don't I want to change something? Um, do I feel that I grow up? Do I feel that I'm developing, growing? That things are happening around me, that I feel this flame, this joy inside me? And if the answer is no, and for a lot of people, like the vast majority of people around you, the answer will be no, I'm not. I'm I'm close to, maybe. You will not hear many yeses. So it means that we have to really look at our things and at our life from a very broad perspective, which I tried to introduce you today. And this is the real balance. This is the real balance, not how many hours you work and not how many hours you spend with your loved ones. Of course, it's important thing to ask yourself, what is the meaningful thing for me? And if for me it's meaningful to spend afternoons with my child because it's meaningful for me, not because I have to. I don't have to. I can send her to 1,000 courses of English and this development and that development and music, and I can fill her whole week. So basically, I would have just to take her from school to school and from school, and that's it. No, I don't want. It's good for me to spend an hour, okay? An hour and a half with her every day. Playing, talking, walking, that doesn't matter what, okay? So I'll do it. And if I don't do it and I feel something is missing, so I want to change it. Does it mean that she'll have to quit some of the 1,000 things that she does? Probably yes. Probably yes. Would I listen to if it's good for her or not? Of course, yes, it should be good for her also, not just for me. But I need to change something in my life. Okay? You wake up, those of you who are in relation, near your spouse or partner of life, which is your partner for the last X years, let's say, not weeks, not months, as this different. And you ask yourself very truthfully, quietly, not to make a scene, um, is this the person that is good for me? And it's a very important question, because otherwise we spend a whole life with somebody that is okay. Okay, but not more than okay. And okay is not good enough. This flame inside needs not okay. She needs good. So can I change it to be good? Okay, she's okay, but I want it to be more than okay. What can I do with her to make it more okay? Did I try to do anything? No, I didn't. Ah, okay. So maybe I should try to do something. Maybe I should talk to her, for instance. Maybe I should ask her, what does she feel? Maybe we both feel okay, and maybe we don't like it. Maybe we want something better. Maybe we can achieve it ourselves before we start to find solutions outside, and there are solutions outside, many. No problem to feel well, we were. But maybe not. Maybe to give it a try. And then we gave it a try. We really went into it, and we found out it will not be more than okay. Then we should make a decision. Do we want to spend our life as okay people, which is, it's okay to have such a decision, or we decide, no, we deserve more. We deserve more. We want more. About job, the same. I have a wonderful place of job. It's a good place, good people, intelligent people, good salary. Tadam, tadam, tadam. Is it the place I want to go to every day? The answer is yes. Okay, fine. Am I happy? Like I'm waiting for Monday? Really? I don't think so. Most people don't. I want to wait for Monday. I like Sunday. I like Saturday. I come from Israel, so we didn't have Sunday, so I like Sunday very much because suddenly I have bigger vacation. But then they have just Saturday. Do I really Do I feel some excitement? Okay, I had fun in my weekend, but do I feel some excitement about Monday? Or, as the song goes, Monday, Monday, can't trust that day. Okay, like it's terrible Monday, and who needs this Monday? Let's start from Tuesday, because Monday is bad. So I should change. I should think what to do. It's impossible. Why should I feel bad? And like this about everything in life. To broad the picture, we are looking at a very narrow picture usually. I'll drink and you will have questions and remarks. I want to hear you people, come on.
So, as I see it, like since we have to do, or especially we must to do, it's kind of obligation someone else force us, or we did it to ourselves because of some external conditions, or because we think we should do it. So how can we figure out which like forces is really our decision, or which decision are made
Good,
by someone else?
perfect. Good question. First of all, we should try really hard to put ourselves in the first place of our list. I know it doesn't sound nice. This is not the way we were brought up. I was brought up in Israel. When I was brought up, it was a socialist country. So I was not a good thing to say. We was a very good thing to say. Okay? And yet, you must ask yourself, what is the best thing for me? Why? Because if I achieve, if I succeed to create a reality around myself that is really suitable for me, that is good for me, my ability to be good and nice to the others increasing significantly. So this is one thing. Second, in order to do this, we need to do it by ourselves. We cannot consult with people what is the best thing for us unless they are professionals. Why? Because if they are professionals, they are not connected to us emotionally like our spouses or mothers or fathers or sisters or best friends, okay? That they will want us, they will want our best, but still they will put in their issues, for sure. If you go, for instance, if you, I'm not making commercials, if you go to another psychotherapist, for instance, and he will try to show you, to put a mirror in front of you, and ask you, okay, when you look at this mirror, are you satisfied? And if you'll say no, of course it will be just your decision, because nobody is influencing you. You may say, you know, really what I really want to move from this place. But, and I would stop you. No but. There will always be a but. There will always be somebody who needs you, somebody that will be crushed if you do it, whatever. Always. So, do you want to make a change in your life or not? Are you actually suffering in the place that you are? So change. Change. It's your movie. Change. And it's not about other people influence. Other people usually will like you to stay exactly where you are because it's very convenient for them. They have a picture of you already in their mind. This is who you are. This is how you look. This is who you're with. This is where you work. This is where you live. It's very good. It's relaxing. Suddenly you are saying, no, no, I don't want to be with this person. I don't want to live where I live. And I don't want to work where I work. Oh my God. Big stress for the family, for the relatives, for the friends. God, no, 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 no. What are you doing? Are you crazy, etc. So
So the thing is we should be good for ourselves, but not only for others. So others like it's the second position, but first thing we should be like good with ourselves.
Last time when I was here, I brought this example of the airplane. That you have the instructions what to do when the air masks, oxygen masks are coming down, and you're always a child. So first you put on yourself, even though your instinct is different. Of course, you want your child to have this oxygen, but you cannot, because if you waste time on this, you will lose your consciousness, you'll faint. So first you, then him, and it will be okay. Same. Same. I'm not saying not to be or not to give or not to be nice. Of course, yes, we are here to give also. Another thing that we may talk sometime else. Giving is one of the main things that we can do good in this world, to give to the other, of course. But I want to have myself in the best position from where I can give. That I am good with myself, that I like what I do, that I'm happy. From place of happiness, I can give. I can give to everybody, of course. From place of distress, I cannot give to anyone. Mm-hmm. There are people who I don't know how their voice sounds. It's a pity. Anything. Remark, question, objection, whatever comes to your mind. No, 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 no. If it's about English, don't worry, because we'll manage also with Russian. Mm-hmm. Maybe not.
If we imagine that our life is a movie and all people are around us, then are invited by us in our life, and if we have victim behavior to our side, does it mean that we consciously choose to become a victim, or examples when people go through the street and someone make something bad with them, if it is their conscious choice.
Not conscious. Of course not conscious. Nobody consciously puts himself in the place of victim, not real victim, okay? And it's very difficult, I know. Look, I worked many years with people who suffer trauma. All kind of trauma. It can be in the army or in civil life, violence, sexual trauma, whatever. Of course, you cannot start with this, but sometime during the discussion, I had to come to the point to ask this very difficult question. What is it doing in your movie? Why it's there? Because it's in your movie. Okay? I'm not saying that you are responsible for what happened. I'm saying that it has importance and you should look at it. And if you become a victim, and there are many professional victims in this world who actually didn't suffer any trauma, but they make everything a trauma because they need to keep their position as a victim. Position of a victim is a very strong position. Why it's a strong position? Because people are attracted to you as a victim. They try to save you all the time, and it gives them feeling that they are very important. So they will encourage you unconsciously to stay a victim. Okay, because then they can stay the big ones, the strong ones who are helping the poor victim. So this is also something to take care about, okay? But first of all, to ask yourself, okay, I have been run down, I was beaten, I have been raped, I was wounded by a bullet, I almost died. Okay, I didn't shoot myself, somebody shot at me, fine. I need to recover first of all, okay, physically, but in the psychological level, if I will not ask myself this question, why was I in the road of this bullet and not him and not her, but me, I will not recover fully. And this is one of the most difficult places to pass. Very difficult. I know it's a difficult place, but it have to be. And then suddenly you have a picture of your life. Then you have this perspective. Otherwise, you'll not have perspective. And then you understand why you had to have this wound, why you had to have this pain, because of this pain, you found the strength to move yourself up. And without this pain, for instance, you would stay in the middle, not up, not down, okay. And life should be much more than okay. Did I somehow answer you?
Yes, thank you for your response.
Okay, good. Anyone? We have some
question.
minutes. Yeah, please.
So if you feel that something is not good in your life,
Mm-hmm.
and you say you need to change it because it's your movie, but how you can be sure that you can change it, and how you can be sure that it's you risk to lose what you already have.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so probably, and you're not sure how to change it and what to change
Mm-hmm.
and where to go, what to do.
Mm-hmm.
But if you make this step, you risk to lose the existence, and then
Absolutely.
you'll think about,
First of all, I recommend you and the other. I lost now the name of the author, but it's called Journey of the Hero, and it's his translation to Russian also, but it's called Journey of the Hero. Campbell. Campbell is the writer, and just now I'll say about it a bit. Okay. What does it mean, Journey of the Hero, and why is he a hero? Because he doesn't leave behind himself a totally ruined, burnt, finished, dead reality. This is easy. Okay? To say everything behind me doesn't exist anymore, okay, I'm going forward. No. It exists. Nothing is burnt. Everybody is there. Okay? And everybody is even saying to him, we want you to stay. Doesn't matter if it's work, friends, country, doesn't matter. And he feels inside him, day by day, that he cannot be anymore in this place. And place, again, I'm saying place because it's convenient. It doesn't have to be a place, like physical place. Okay? And he understands that he has to start walking. Does he know exactly where he's going? No. Does he know exactly what will he meet on his way? No. Does he know for sure that he cannot stay in this place? Yes. Is he afraid? Yes, of course he is. It's very frightening. It's very, very frightening. I know, I left places, not one, not two, many places, not just physical places, okay? It's scary like hell, because they are not zero, these places. They are just not good enough.
you say that he was pretty sure that he's not in the right place.
Absolutely.
But
It's a feeling.
it's a feeling, yeah. But this is the strong. If it's a strong feeling, it's
Yeah.
easy. You just leave it. And if it's not, if it's just some kind of feeling,
Not enough.
so
Not enough, you'll not move.
You will not know what.
You will not move. If it's a bit problematic,
Yeah, but it makes you feel not comfortable,
I understand. So you ask yourself, can I change something in this environment? Doesn't matter, personal, work, place, country. Can I change something in this current situation that can make me feel better? And you try, okay? You say, I hate this office. Okay, I bring few plants. I insist on painting butterflies on the wall, and I want the music, and I want to drink coffee every 2.5 hours. Okay, I did it. Do I feel better? Yes, I feel much better. Okay, case closed. I don't have to leave. Do I feel better? No, I don't feel better. I'm going.
So if you don't feel better, then you go to the next place or you go back or what?
I should realize what is not good for me. Why? Why am I going from here? What is bad for me? And I know that what is bad for me, I will not do again. People have the tendency, unfortunately, to repeat their mistakes. They are leaving one place, they are going to another place, and they have the same feeling in the other place. It's true about work, it's true about relation. You know that the rate of divorce on second marriage is much higher than in first marriage. Worldwide. Why? Because people don't change anything. They just say, oh, no, she is not good for me. Okay, I'm going, oh, she is very good for me. Yes, for now. And then he finds himself exactly in the same situation that he was there in the first place. So I should understand what did not work for me. What was it? And try to change it. And can I change it? Maybe. I tried. Seriously tried. Succeeded? Great. Didn't succeed, meaning that it's unchangeable. I still feel bad with myself. I'm starting to walk. Do I know exactly where I'm going? No. Do I know that I have to start going? Yes.
Yeah, but you know, you don't live forever. So you need to.
I try to persuade you that my spirit is immortal. So this physical life will finish and it's okay. Because there will be another. I assure you. And if you don't believe me, probably we'll have to meet in this another life. And I'll remind you, remember? Okay. I think we have to stop unless there is something you want. So last one. Okay. Yeah, the button.
One, yeah, one small question. Is it possible to change situation by changing your attitude to that situation? For example, you don't like the office, maybe you should look at the
Absolutely.
same office, but
Absolutely. This is
differently.
the first thing you should do. First you should do this and see if it works. Maybe it will work. If it works, great, big success. If it doesn't work, it's not about this. It's about something else. It's about you and this place. It's about the relation between you and this place. And doesn't matter in what color you paint it, it's not good enough. If you paint it in a color and it's good for you, great, big success, happiness, wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you, people. It was a great pleasure to meet you.